Namaskaram. So, yesterday we have seen Bhagavad Gita, the most simplest method. If somebody can tell what is essence of Bhagavad Gita, one question, one answer, and we found the chapter number 1, sloka number 1. Dhritarashtra uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvada Sanjaya. Kimakurvada Sanjaya. What is happening there, Sanjaya? And definitely when question is asked by the king, answer is supposed to be given by the driver. And he gave the answer. But it took long time because he was telling what happened from day number 1. And that answer was Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhudi Dhruva Nidir Madir Mamaha. That is my opinion. That means it is not after happening, it is not what will happen, it is according to me, this is what it is. The Vijayam, the success, the glory will be there where Bhagavan Krishna, who is the Yogeshwara, as well as the physical power of Arjuna joins together. That means each one of us, if we want to do some job, there is a manas, which is mind, buddhi, which is supposed to be logically analyzing, the desire comes from the manas, and then yes, not those two are not good enough. We must be able to do something which we ourselves will not question after some time. That means firm decision. If that happens, then our decisions will not be questioned by us. It is not that we are scared of somebody else finding fault with us. Most of the time we are worried about an inner me who tells me that what you did is wrong. Actually, we are not worried or scared about anybody in the world. It's all false. We are only worried about our inner self, which says, yeah, this person tells, that person tells. Who is that? Let them tell. Why should I listen to somebody? So, actual Bhagavad Gita lesson is to tell you, don't listen to anyone. Listen to yourself. And that yourself should be raised in such a level, there is no conflict. That's the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. So, if you can understand, that is more important. Then the Bhagavad Gita essence is told. But is it possible for all of us to do that? It is not that simply possible because we are full of confusions. We are full of confusions. I am not able to stop mentioning that sloka which could be considered as one of the essence of Bhagavad Gita. That is, Uddharet Atmanatmanam Atmanam Avasadhayet Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. 6th chapter. If you have textbook, refer to 6th chapter. 6th chapter, 5th sloka. What happens to me when I keep telling the story, something comes in mind, I will go there. So I am not a scheduled speaker. It doesn't happen to me. So probably if somebody asks what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, not to have conflict in each one of us. How can we be stable, strong-minded, hardcore belief in ourselves? Raise your level to the Atmiya level. That is what Bhagavan does to Arjuna. But it is not that simply possible. Even Arjuna has to listen to Bhagavan directly, face to face, sitting in the same vehicle, he has to advise. So imagine when we quote that, take Shankara's interpretation, somebody's interpretation, and then keep on copying, and then we talk. It doesn't happen that easily. So you will have to go avartanam, avartanam, avartanam. Keep on repeating to understand the essence. But what is the essence if you ask? I may keep telling different essence at different point of time. But as of now, today, for me the essence is Uddhared Atmanatmanam. Raise your level. Uddharet. Uddharet. Raise it up. Atmanatmanam. Uddharet Atmanatmanam. When I chant, maybe if you are new, repeat it internally. And if you want, you can repeat it once. Let us repeat once. Uddhared Atmanatmanam. Atmanam avasadhayet. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu. Atmaiva ripuratmanaha. So when you have 4 lines or 2 lines split into 4 lines, you will see some letter called Ra, which need not be pronounced in Bhagavad Gita. There you have to place it by the previous letter and what continuation is required. Uddharet Atmanatmanam. Natmanam avasadhayet. Atmanam avasadhayet.
Atmanam avasadhayet.
Atmanam avasadhayet.
Atmanam avasadhayet.
Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu.
Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu.
Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Uddharet Atmanatmanam.
Uddharet Atmanatmanam.
Atmanam avasadhayet.
Atmanam avasadhayet.
Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu.
Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu.
Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Though Ra is there, you need not. Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Assume you don't cut there. It will become Atmaiva hyatmano bandhuratmaiva ripuratmanaha. The Ra will come there. If you cut there, Ra will not be there. So, very careful where to cut. Uddharet Atmanatmanam. Atmanam avasadhayet.
Atmanam avasadhayet.
Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu.
Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu.
Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
My manas and my buddhi, they are my enemies. Sometime my buddhi will say against my manas. Sometime my manas will say against my buddhi. Logically this is correct, do it. Then sometime the manas will say no, don't work logic. Then in the dream at night you will get ice cream. Because your buddhi said don't eat ice cream, night you will get ice cream in the dream. What is to be done? Morning, as soon as you wake up, you will become unhappy. Yeah, I should have had. Yesterday there was beautiful, everybody was eating. Because I have to chant Bhagavad Gita, I left without ice cream because throat has to work. Dr. TPS work always with the throat only. If this doesn't work, today I had 3 hours lecture and then another 2 hours of counseling. So 5 hours continuous talk, you can imagine. It happens to 48 hours sometimes. So when you need to take care of your physique, sometime you will have to listen to buddhi. Yeah, I want to eat. Human beings are not simple human being. They are sophisticated human being. You cannot act as you like. Society will tell, what my family will tell, what my office will tell. There are a lot of things to be taken care of. So buddhi and manas always conflict. It is not office who is creating problem. It is not family who is creating problem. Where do I keep my family? Do I keep my family in my heart? Then I will say, yeah, what they will think. Actually, they may not think at all, but we think in ourselves. If I say somebody is my enemy, who is thinking that he or she is my enemy? It is in my manas. They are not my enemies. They may not even think that I am their enemy. But I think somebody is my enemy. Finished. So it's all in the thought process. Either in the buddhi or in the manas. That conflicts. That conflict is the problem. So both Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu. Here this sloka is so cunning. Once it is Atma means buddhi, another Atma means manas, another Atma means the inner self, the real Atma. So you will hear Atma, 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 Atma. Logically you must understand which, where, when, why, how Atma is coming. Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. Atma is my Ripu. Ripu means enemy. Who is my enemy? My Atma is my enemy. If buddhi is against me, then I should consider that Atma is buddhi. If manas is my enemy, that point I should consider manas is my enemy. And Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu. My closest friend who supports me is my buddhi and my manas. So both buddhi and manas are both enemy and friend according to the situations. We also do that. If I have a close relative who supports me, immediately I will go and ask her or ask him, yeah, this is what I want. What do you say? They will say, yes, fine, go ahead. And I will take shelter telling that my mother's sister agreed. That's why I did it. If I know that she will not agree, then I will go to somebody else. And I will tell that person agreed. So actually this is a manipulation inside all of us. Practically in today's world this is happening. So 6th chapter, 5th sloka is one of the important sloka as far as I am concerned. Not necessarily for everybody. And this is Dhyana Yogam. 6th chapter is Dhyana Yogam. Where has to be your Dhyanam? Your Dhyanam has to be, your Shraddha has to be in that place where understand that my buddhi is my enemy, my manas is my enemy, and take care of them critically well so that it will not disturb you from now onwards. How do you do that? That is Yogeshwara's job. Raise you to the Atmiya Purusha level. When you are at a higher level of consciousness, higher level of self, understanding the Paramatma, understanding Bhagavan Krishna as the Yogeshwara, understanding the inner self of me, which is Hridaya Guhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. My inside me is the most creative place in the world. So let me be creative. I don't care. I will do what I want. And I am convinced in all actions what I am doing. And that is being countersigned by my Atma. Whether buddhi takes decision or manas takes decision. It's my passion, so I am doing. Okay, get it countersigned by the Atma. It is highly practical and logical. Yes, get it countersigned by your Atma. Otherwise, after some time, the same Atma will question, why did you listen to buddhi? Why did you listen to your manas? This is the conflict. Why people are unhappy? Only one reason. They have conflict internally. External problems are not at all a problem for anyone in the world. Because I know how to face it. Who is that I? My Atma. So I must be very strong. And that strength is here, it says, to get that strength, you must raise yourself. Uddharet, raise it up. Uddharet atman atmanam. Raise it to that level of Atma. My both manas and buddhi. Atmanam avasadhayet. Atmanam avasadhayet. With don't allowing to become fall down. Don't allow it to fall down. Raise it up, raise it up. Uddharet. Atmanam avasadhayet. Don't make it to fall down. Raise it up always. Don't make it to fall down. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu. How is it possible? When your manas and buddhi becomes close friend of yourself. Atmanam avasadhayet. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu. The Atma, the manas and the buddhi becomes very close to you, and that becomes close to your Atma. Atma nam avasadhayet. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu. Atmaiva ripuratmanaha. What a beautiful sloka is this. But for this to make, we must see the first chapter, which is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Arjuna is in full Vishada, distress. When somebody has got too much of stress, they become distress. Stress is positive. I want to do something, preparing for that, I will have always stress. But distress is becoming panic, utter failure. I may become unconscious because of distress. So I will not be able to do any action. That stage was Arjuna. That's why his hand was sweating and Gandhivam was falling down. There are beautiful slokas in that. We are skipping all that in case time permits. If you want further, either you can refer to my earlier descriptions or we will come back again with a few slokas. Gandhivam samsrade hastat Tokchaiva parishusyate paridahyate. Chapter number 1, sloka number 30. Gandhivam samsrate hastat. It is falling from the hand. Tokchaiva paridahyate. My all skin is getting contracted. I am feeling it is stretched. Nacha shaknoma avyasthadum brahmadiva cha memava. That I am not able to hold. Brahmadiva cha memana. I am not able to hold. And he says, Nakam che vijayam. Sloka number 32. Nakam che vijayam Krishna. I don't want help. See, last where vijayam is existing, that is where the success is. That is what Sanjaya says. Here, the first chapter, when he was in full distress, Arjuna says, Nakam che vijayam Krishna. I don't want success, my Krishna. Naja rajyam sukhanicha. I don't want kingdom. Rajyam is not required. I don't want sukham. Kim no rajyena Govinda. Why all these are required, my Govinda, Krishna? Kim bhogair jivite nava. Why bhogam, sukham, materialistic life is required? All that is told. Many reasons for running away from the warfield. That is what Arjuna is collecting in the Vishada Yoga. That's what happens to each one of us. When we want to run away from our responsibility, we will find so many reasons. Right? But then, second chapter, Sankhya Yogam. Logically, Krishna will explain, this is not what is to be done. Take care, be careful. Let us do what exactly required. Understand what is required. This is what Krishna is explaining. The first chapter, no single sloka by Krishna. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita doesn't start in chapter number 1. Bhagavad Gita means the song by God. First chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yogam. In Arjuna Vishada Yogam, there is no Bhagavan's role. It's only Arjuna. And Sanjaya is explaining what is the situation in which Arjuna is. Therefore, he is telling all this. He is telling all the relatives in the war field. They are all close relatives of mine, so I am not able to stop staying here. I don't want to fight. All that reason is told. But then here, when the second chapter, Sankhya Yogam, comes, where Krishna starts scolding Arjuna. Kudastva kashmalamidam vishame tamupastitam anaryajishtusam sargam agirtigaram Arjuna, etc., etc., etc. It goes. Klaibyam asmagam Partha. It is shameful for you, Partha. Hey, my friend. What should be done? Tyaktotishta parandapa. Uttishta. Wake up, get up. And then start fighting. Chudram hridaya daurbalyam. It's all because of the hridayam is not very weak. It is not strong. That's why 6th chapter, 5th sloka is important. The state of Arjuna, the distressed state of Arjuna is understood by Krishna. He says it's all because Chudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. What is actually Chudram? It's small perturbation in your Hridayam, which is the Daurbalyam, not strength. Opposite to strength is Daurbalyam. So that is what your problem is. So what is to be done? Get up from there. That is what Bhagavan says. But here also it is only scolding. Gita doesn't start. When do Gita starts? Only when Arjuna says, I want Gita from you. That is what one of the best thing what all of us, we can scold somebody, that doesn't matter. That's why most of the parents or teachers or advisors, they scold. Nothing wrong. Krishna taught this is how you should start counseling. Scolding is first step. Nothing wrong. But then, having heard the scolding, you must understand there is something wrong in me. Let me ask, what should I do? Give me advice. So advice is to be given only when it is asked for. That's one lesson from chapter number 2, Bhagavad Gita. So where is he asking? Arjuna is really asking Krishna, I am really sad. I will not be able to do anything. I am so upset. Now I am not able to decide what I want. Only in such case, there has to be an advice given by any advisor, any counseling person. So that comes in the most beautiful, probably one of the sloka where Krishna is prompted to give an answer. Otherwise Krishna would not have given an answer. And that is probably second chapter, the best sloka. That is sloka number 7. Karpanya doshopa hadasvabhava. Karpanya doshopa hadasvabhava. Prishchami tvam dharma samudha cheta. Karpanya doshopa hatasvabhava.
Karpanya doshopa hatasvabhava.
Prishchami tvam dharma samudha cheta.
Prishchami tvam dharma samudha cheta.
Yat sreya
Yat sreya
sannishchitatvam
yanishchitam
sannishchitam bruhi tanme. Yat sreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Arjuna Uvacha. This is what Arjuna says. What is that Arjuna says? There are few more slokas in the beginning. I am skipping all that. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna says. What is that Arjuna says? I think that dog is not able to understand Bhagavad Gita. So we can mute the dog. Right?
Dogs are not participating.
I think dog is not giving lecture. If dog is giving lecture, dogs will listen. Karpanya doshopahata swabhava. Arjuna uvacha. Arjuna told. What is that Arjuna told? Karpanya doshopahata swabhava. My swabhavam. Swabhavam. Swabhavam is not bad. Swabhavam. My primary way of dealing. That is my swabhavam. What is your swabhavam? Swabhavam. My primary way of dealing. My swabhavam. What happened to that? It got polluted. Karpanya doshopahata swabhava. And then that karpanya dosham is, karpanyam is all the disease which makes you to become inactive. Here it can be karunyam. I feel like helping somebody, therefore I am not able to do my action. That also can be karpanyam. Karunyam is also karpanyam. Prichhamitvam dharma sammudha cheta. What is my problem now because of that? I am not able to decide what is to be done. Prichhamitvam dharma sammudam. This is correct, this is wrong. This is right, this is wrong. This is dharma, this is adharma. Karpanya doshopahata swabhava. Prichhamitvam dharma sammudha cheta. Sammudham. I am not able to decide what is correct, what is wrong. My dharma chinda, understanding what is right, has been closed. Prichhamitvam dharma sammudha cheta. Yat sreya. What is good for Shreya? See, the last word was, we will get Vijayam. Arjuna said, I don't want Vijayam. Now here he says, Yat Shreya. Whatever gives me Shreyas, whatever gives me the greatness, whatever gives me the benefit of becoming famous, whatever makes me clean, Shreya. Sanishchit. Without confusion, what to do? Nishchitam. You decide correctly, this is what is going to help my Arjuna. Hey Krishna, you decide. Syanishchitvam. And then what is to be done? Nishchitam. Syanishchitam. You decide that it is good for me. Bruhi tanme. Bruhi means ponder over it, think over it, again and again. You think and then decide. Shishyasteham swadhimam tvam prapannam. Decide it for me and tell me, because I am surrendering to you as your disciple. A friend who was with him as Arjuna, Partha, now became, by 2nd chapter 7th sloka, with few scoldings in the beginning by Krishna, Arjuna became perfect. He surrenders and says, I understood it is my confusion, karpanya dosham, dharma sammudha chinta. My cheta is in dharma sammudam, which is not able to distinguish what is right, what is wrong. So the whole confused me. You are the only one who can save me. Therefore I surrender to you. Shadhimam tvam prapannam. I surrender to you. Please instruct me. I need guidance. I am surrounded by anxiety. Is it not the anxiety, the confusion, the conflict each one of us have got? So what is to be done? Surrender to the counseling person, surrender to the guru who will guide you, so that he will think what is good for you and advise. Now the question is, having surrendered also, did Krishna give, this is what you are supposed to do? No. He never said. He only explained what is good and what is wrong again, and equipped Arjuna to become capable of taking his own decisions. That's the beauty of a advisor. Advisor is not going to advise you what is to be done. There are a lot of advisors. Parents will tell you, I will tell you, this is what is good for you, this is what is not good for you, this you have to do, this you have to do. This is the problem, because they have concern. Now here, the Shishyan is totally surrendering. But Krishna is not taking decision. He is equipping the student to take a decision by himself. So that is actually the job of a person who is counseling, to raise them to the level. That is why Bhagavan Krishna is called a Yogeshwaran. What is good for me? What is Shreyas for me? What is Vijayam for me? You tell me. No, I am not going to tell you. You will realize what is good for you and then you will do it. That's why in the last sloka, the Sanjaya said, Tatra Sri Vijayor Budi, wherever that Sri exists. Here what he is asking, Yat Sreya, what is Sri for me, what is Shreyas for me? Syanishchitam, Nishchitam, you determine what is good for me. Bruhitan me, think over it. And then what is to be done? Shishyasteham Shathimam Tvam Prapannam. I am going to surrender to you, so you tell me. This is what is triggering Bhagavad Gita. It's like the chavi for the engine to start. This is the chavi sloka. Second chapter, 7th sloka. Karpanya doshopa hatasvabhava Prishchami tvam dharma sammudha cheta Yat Sreya. Actually, the ha is not required there. That stop is, that's like a stop for you. Prichami tvam dharma sammudha cheta. Yat Sreya sya nishchitam bruhitan me. Bruhitan me Shishyasteham Shathimam Tvam Prapannam. So, having surrendered, now it is Krishna's job to give advice. That is what Bhagavan does. But again, 8th, 9th, 8th is Arjuna, 9th is Sanjaya. What happened there? Because it's live, he is going to explain what happened after that between Krishna and Arjuna. They are not important because it's like a anchoring person giving some introduction sort of a thing, making our attention to what is happening there. But then the actual Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagavan starts after surrendering, the Bhagavad Gita starts in the 2nd chapter, 11th sloka. So if somebody asks where is Bhagavad Gita starting, don't tell chapter number 1, sloka number 1. It is chapter number 2, sloka number 7. The chapter number 2 is Sankhya Yogam. Sankhya Yogam is supposed to be the crux of Bhagavad Gita, the abstract of Bhagavad Gita, the essence of Bhagavad Gita. If you know chapter 2, you understood whole Bhagavad Gita actually. Then the rest of the chapters are only explaining it further and further. Chapter 2, if you understood, finished. Bhagavad Gita, most difficult crux essence is over. And in which the first few slokas, scolding, taking cue, Arjuna Vishadam. Arjuna is saying that yes, I am in Karpanya dosham and I am not able to decide. Dharma mudham is there in me. And then Krishna starts giving the lecture. Therefore Bhagavad Gita starts with 2nd chapter, 11th sloka. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha.
Shri Bhagavanu Vacha.
Ashocha nanyashocastvam. Pratnavatamscha bhashase. Gatasuna gatasumscha. Nanu shochanti panditaham.
Nanu shochanti panditaha.
What a beautiful sloka is this. You know why? It starts with ashochya. First he is scolded, like any mother who does. Maybe scolding is done, then immediately they will keep on the lap and say, don't worry my beta. Even if you do a grave mistakes, anybody who loves may scold, immediately they will put in the lap and say, don't worry, I am with you. This word is good enough. The earlier scolding is insignificant. Why? Ashochya. Don't be sad. So what is Bhagavad Gita's first word? Ashochya. Don't be sad. So what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? Don't be sad. I don't know whether anybody looked at Bhagavad Gita in this context like this. If you understood this, you understood the whole Bhagavad Gita. What is the message of Bhagavad Gita? It is not to fight. The Bhagavad Gita says, Ashochya, don't be sad. Don't be sad at all. Ashochya nanyashochastvam. You cannot become sad.
Nanva shochastvam.
There are lot of things to be worried about in this world. You don't have to worry about anything which is not in your control. Anvashochastam. There are many things to be worried, but don't worry. Why don't have to worry? Nanu shochanti panditaha. The last line. Sensible people will not be worried at all. Why are you worried? Because your sense is not working. Senseless fellow. That's why you are worried. Nanu shochanti panditaha. Pandita. Knowledgeable people will not be worried about all this. So what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? To give that knowledge which will make you not to worry. See, each sloka can be dealt hours together like this. Nanu shochanti panditaha. Not nannies will be worried about small things. Gadasuna gadasumscha. What is that? My prana will come and go. The people will come and go. Life will come and go. Why are you worried about war? What is the problem? Gadasuna gadasumscha. The death will go.
Gatasuna gatasumscha.
Yeah, it keeps going. Gadasumscha. Gadasuna gadasumscha. It will keep coming and going. Prajnavadamscha bhashase. You talk like a wisdom fellow who has got lot of wisdom inside you. Then you will not be worried. So what is to be done? You behave like a gnani, gain knowledge. I will tell you all that next few chapters. 3rd to 18th chapter. We are going to condition you, form you. For what? For not to be unhappy, not to be worried, not to be scared, not to be distressed. Ashochya nanyashochastvam. Prajnavatamscha bhashase. Prajnavatamscha. The wisdom talk will come. In this way they will speak. This way we will speak. This way you have to speak. This way all of us have to speak and understand this.
Prajnavadanscha bhashase.
Bhashase gadasuna gadasumscha. Why are we worried? Because life will come and go. Doesn't matter. Nanu shochanti panditaha.
Nanu shochanti panditaha.
Shocham, dukkham. Ashochya, don't be sad. Don't have dukkham. See here, Nanu shochanti panditaha. The panditas will not be in sad mood. Ashochya nanyashochastvam. Don't become sad. Don't be like an uneducated fellow. Have wisdom inside you. Have knowledge inside you. Be a pandita. think logically and understand, you will never be sad. This is chapter number 2, sloka number 11. Now, yesterday what we have seen? Chapter number 1, sloka number 1. And then where did we go immediately? Went to the end. Because the question was asked by Dhritarashtra, answer was given by Sanjaya. Now, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. Krishna started giving Bhagavad Gita. Now let us see where Bhagavad Gita is ending. What is the last message he gives? Where is the last message? It is 18th chapter. No, that is where yesterday we said that is not the end of Bhagavad Gita. Where Bhagavan stopped talking about Gita. That is chapter number 18, sloka number 66. Because Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna is not Bhagavan's message. That is Sanjaya's message. Sanjaya's message cannot be the end of Bhagavad Gita, correct? Logically, the end of Bhagavad Gita is where Bhagavan stops giving Gita. But this is not 66. Again, some more slokas are there. But those slokas are conditions. Who has to learn, who has to teach, whom to teach, when not to teach, all such conditions. 68 onwards, these are all conditions applied. I told you, the star mark and there will be some conditions. Like that, I told you Bhagavad Gita, but don't teach everybody in the world. But today everybody is teaching everyone. Because they don't understand this. The sloka is not perfectly understood. That's the reason Dr. TPS is teaching. I wanted to make sure that people understand the concept. Not chanting slokas is important, because Krishna himself says, without understanding, don't waste your time on chanting this sloka. It's all waste of time. Krishna himself says, we will learn that. And where is the ending? 66th sloka. Beginning is Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyananyashocastvam Prajnavatamscha bhashase Gadasuna gadasumscha Nanushochandi panditaha. Now continue, because in between there are a lot of things. But the last sloka of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya Mamekam sharanam vraja Aham tva sarva pabebhyo Moksha ishyami Ma shucha. Now you understood where he starts with Ashocya Nanyashochastvam, end with Ma shucha. Don't be sad. Last word and the first word of Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, essence of Bhagavad Gita is Ma shucha. Don't be sad. Now you don't tell that, what is essence of Bhagavad Gita? Don't tell Krishna asked Arjuna to fight. You did not read Bhagavad Gita like this. That's why you are telling these false things about Bhagavad Gita. What is Bhagavad Gita says? Yuddham doesn't come here at all. He is only talking about your internal Yuddham. Internally there is a fight. I am not able to decide. Otherwise Bhagavad Gita would not have been there. Arjuna would have fought. The war would have won. Because there is an internal fight in Arjuna, he is not able to take a decision. Karpanya doshopa hataswabhava Prishchami tvam dharma sammudha cheta. Very, very important. Yat sreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Because this is told, definitely what is to be done? Arjuna must get that message and tell, because of this you are sad, be wisdom people, be the educated fellow, so that you will not have this confusion, and drive through all the chapters to take him to the last stanza, which says Sarva dharman parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Leave all your dharma. Don't think about what is dharma, what is adharma, because he was in dharma sammudha cheta. What is dharma, what is the adharma, I am not able to decide. Now Krishna says, forget about your dharma. Sarva dharman parityajya. Because what is the dharma which he was in confusion? This is my grandfather, this is my guru, this is my cousin brother, this is my relative. All these are my relatives and friends. I cannot do my job. That dharma you forget, because everybody has got different dharma. Individual dharma, swadharma, family dharma. That family dharma was making Arjuna confused. My kudumba dharma, my kshatriya dharma, and also you have a samuha dharma, the state responsibility. Being in the kingly family, you are supposed to think about only one dharma. The rest of the dharma you forget. That dharma which is useful for human being, think about that dharma. So this talks about what decision an individual has to take when there is a conflict between different dharma. That's what it says. Sarva dharman parityajya. You forget about all the dharma which you explained, which stops you or which makes you confused. That dharma you parityajya. Not all the dharma. That dharma you. Because everybody has got their own dharma. You hold your dharma. That comes in between the Bhagavad Gita. Which dharma he has to hold, which dharma he has to leave. Sarva dharman parityajya. Mamekam sharanam vraja. Surrender to me. Surrender totally to me. Who is that me? I told you the confusion is between the buddhi and the manas, and atma is where you have to surrender. So Krishna is atma here, and Arjuna is the wavering manas. Sometimes the wavering buddhi. In all of us there is an Arjuna. All of us there is a Duryodhana. In all of us there is a Krishna. The advisor is there in us. But he is inside. You are not able to open him. Because you closed him with your mudhata. Not having sufficient knowledge. So what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to enlighten you, bring your consciousness out so that you are aware of what is your dharma. Which dharma is to be given importance. Sarva dharman parityajya. Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Mamekam sharanam vraja.
Aham tva sarva pabebhyo. From all your papas, aham tva, I will. What he will do? Moksha ishyami. I will give you clearance. I will take out you from all the papas. If at all some papa is there, don't worry. I will take that papa and clear from all the papas. You will not be accounted for any action which you are doing. Aham tva sarva pabebhyo. Aham tva sarva pabebhyo. Moksha ishyami. Ma shucha. Therefore, you don't be sad. You don't have to be sad. Because guaranteed that all your papas are cleaned and cleared. This is actually the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Mamekam sharanam vraja. Surrender to me. And that me is the inside me. Sarva dharman parityajya. All the karma yogis are supposed to do action of purification of mind, so that whatever action he does becomes a yoga karma, a devotional activity for which the benefit is not me, the selfish me, but the general public, for a common cause, for a bigger cause. Therefore, you are not doing with your ego. Therefore, you don't have the wave of perturbation. Whatever you do will become an action of surrendering to Bhagavan. Who is that Bhagavan? Your own Atma. Knowing that there is no confusion, no vibration, no fluctuation, no conflict, no distress in you, you will be out of all the papas. So what is creating papa in all of us? Because we ourselves have a doubt whether we are doing right or wrong. And we keep on questioning us, is it right, is it wrong? What is creating trouble is this thought inside all of us. So what is to be done? Get rid of these small thoughts and think about the big actions which you do. Don't worry, Ma Shucha. Moksha ishyami. I will give you moksha. Aham tva sarva papebhyo. I will release you from all papas. That is what Bhagavan guarantees. Is it not good enough for all of us? And that Sharanagati is what all of us want. I want somebody who will vouch that what you are doing is perfect. Surrender to me. Come to me. I am with you. Ashocyananyashocastvam. Ashocyananyashocastvam. Prajnavatamscha bhashasa. Gadasuna gadasumscha. Nanu shochanti panditaham. Sarva dharman parityajya. Mamekam sharanam vrajam. Aham tva sarvapabhebhyo. Moksha ishyami ma shucha. How and why Arjuna got this? Because he surrendered. Arjuna surrendered himself to Bhagavan. What made him to surrender? Because he was confused. So, first you will have dukkham. Arjuna Vishada Yogam. But then a realization will come, where slight realization, when somebody give a kicker to you. Somebody scolds you. Or you are agreeing that, yeah, I am confused. That is why this. If you realize that you don't have knowledge, that is why you are confused. That is the first step. Then you will go and surrender to somebody, telling that, please help me, I will surrender to you. So that sloka, 7th sloka, 2nd chapter. Karpanya doshopa hatasvabhava. Prishchami tvam dharma sammudha cheta.
Can you repeat that once more?
7th sloka. Karpanya doshopahata swabhava. Prishchami tvam dharma sammudha cheta. Yat shreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme. Shishyasteham shathimam tvam prapannam. So, 3 slokas. It is not over 2nd chapter. Every sloka or most of the slokas are important. We will pick up something as it comes. But one of the sloka which we dealt today is 6th chapter. Which sloka was that?
Fifth sloka.
5th sloka. What does it say? Uddharet atmanatmanam. Atmanam avasadhayet. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu. Atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Wonderful. See, now you realized or understood Bhagavad Gita is not chapter number 1, sloka number 1 to 1878. You also realized when somebody says which is the last sloka, immediately everybody will say. No, don't tell. Then you should tell that is not by Bhagavan, it is by the driver. It is by driver. Why do you want to take it as Bhagavad Gita? Okay, then 66, yeah. It is not 66, up to 74 I think. Bhagavan says up to 74. Yeah, up to 73, no, 72. Another 6 slokas, they are conditions. Conditions are not the contract. Actual Bhagavad Gita ends with the 66 sloka. Where does it start? It doesn't start with the chapter number 1, sloka number 1. It doesn't start with sloka number, the chapter number 2 also Bhagavan scolds. No, that is also not Bhagavad Gita. Scolding cannot be Gita. How can somebody have a Gita in scolding? Or how can scolding be Gita? It has to be making him pacify, be cool, don't worry, I am there, you are my beta. And that starts at the 11th sloka. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Ashocha. So what is Bhagavad Gita? Ashocha Mashucha. Ashocha Mashucha.
Don't be sad.
Don't be sad. Second chapter 11th sloka, 18th chapter 66th sloka. So don't you have many lessons to teach most of the people who says that they know Bhagavad Gita now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We will learn in a different style. That's why I said it's a different style of learning. So that you appreciate Bhagavad Gita has got a great message. And this is where we have to search for the... A smart person will find where it has to find. And I'll tell you all the young people, the benefit of learning Bhagavad Gita. Comprehension is one of the tests in all the English papers. Where to look for the heading, the essence of Bhagavad Gita. First few lines, last few lines. In any comprehension, look at the first few paragraph, last few paragraph. First few sentence, last few sentence. You will get the essence of Prasi writing. Now, if you learn our scriptures perfectly like this analytically, not by hearting by some priest, so called the Panditas who will keep chanting, no. Look at it critically like this and understand, you will become a great learner of any science, any art, any subject in the world. Because you know how to look at problems, you know how to analyze it. Therefore, Prasi writing, this is one of the best method. Look at the first few lines, last few lines. Where did I get this? Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the best method to teach how to read a textbook, how to learn the textbook. Look at the essence. Where is it I have to look at? Conclusion and abstract if you know the thesis. When you want a big thesis, 300, 400 pages, you want to read it, don't waste time. Read the abstract synopsis, then jump to the conclusion. Then check objective and scope. Whether the objective and scope is met in the conclusion. Then you understood. That's what we did now. Okay? So this is very systematic method of looking at a book generally. Taking Bhagavad Gita as an example because people love it. So, namaskaram to all of you. If you have any doubts, anything to quickly ask, we could discuss on that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
That yesterday when you started off the Gita, you had some chanting, before getting into slokas, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned some chantings of Dakshinamurti. Can you just explain that?
We will do it because there are a lot of slokas which just comes in memory and I keep chanting it. You understood?
Okay.
Dakshinamurti is supposed to be one of the most, the first Guru, Adi Guru when we say, it is all Dakshinamurti. So therefore, the Guru pranams generally is done by people with Dakshinamurti. Yeah.
Dakshinamurti, I mean, is Dakshinamurti related to Shiva?
He is Shiva itself. Though Shiva doesn't have different incarnations, from the north he looks towards Dakshina.
Okay.
Therefore, he is called Dakshinamurti.
Okay, that means from Kailash
Kailash, he is looking or taking care of the whole India. That is what the faith. Yeah. Therefore, he is the Ishvara. In the Guru Parampara, when we talk, who is the first Guru? Shiva himself.
Shiva is our mother.
Shiva himself is the first Guru. And that Shiva in the form of teacher is called Dakshinamurti.
Okay.
That is why we call Dakshinamurti as the God who is the God of education. Because he has got all the Brahma's form also inside inbuilt in him. That's why we generally think about the Dakshinamurti before starting. This is all Ishvara only. Yeah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Murti Bheda Vibhagine. There is no Bhedam. It's one Murti only. Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurti Nama. It is the Swarupam in each one of us, which forms as the Brahma, which forms as the energy, which forms as the meditative power in us. So where do learning happens? Learning happens when you have the meditative power. Is it that somebody taught me chapter number 1, sloka number 1, end chapter? No, it is not taught by somebody. Maybe many times I would have gone through the slokas here and there, left and right, written many comments there. Then, oh, this is how I should look at it. Not guarantee that tomorrow Dr. TPS will tell like this. He may tell in different style. So there is awakening comes when you go through that multiple times. Who makes you to realize this is that is Dakshinamurti. Which form he lives in you? In the form of air, in the form of the prana, in the form of the meditation. That meditative ability is what is called Dakshinamurti. Yeah. Nirmalaya Prashandaya. Which is Nirmalaya Prashandaya?
Nirmala means pure, right?
The pure. Prashantam means totally silent. Shuddha Jnanaiga Murtaye. Another name for Dakshinamurti is Shuddha Jnanaiga Murtaye. No polluted, clean knowledge. Pranavarthaya. He is the meaning of Pranava Mantra. The root. You are going to the root, not the fluctuations. Not blah blah blah. Go to the inner. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaiga Murtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamurti Nama. You can have many slokas like this. Whichever comes in that mind, during that point of time, you can chant as part of Dakshinamurti's Namastubhyam Namastubhyam. Okay, good. So pranams to each one of you.
Pranam, sir. Thank you, sir.
Chellavalli is doing a good job. She is cutting and pasting all the slokas here. Sandhya Chella. Good. Yesterday's slokas. Good, wonderful. Thank you. So this reminds me, because what I do is after this I will again listen to this same lecture to look at what did I do when I have to make some editing. I am again searching this because I don't remember what I do. So this gives me an advantage. I'll save this so that it helps me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So see you all tomorrow. Maybe some more people may be interested. Talk to somebody and find out whether it is good, interesting. Share it to somebody else so that you are not selfish. The whole Bhagavad Gita essence is to tell you that you should do karma which is not for you but which will help somebody else. If If you are not doing, learning Bhagavad Gita is useless. That's why we keep saying, how many days? I said 5 days. We will continue based on how many people have interest. Okay. So, namaste. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Rudradev.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Thank you. Hari Om. Hari Om. Shambho Mahadeva.